Jai Gurudev. So we start with page 231. Who's going to start reading?
I can read.
Okay.
Vasistha continued. Again and again I repeat all this, O Rama, for the sake of your spiritual awakening. The realization of the self does not happen without such repetition or spiritual practice. The ignorance known as avidya or ajnana has become dense by having been expressed and experienced by the senses in thousands of incarnations within and outside this body. But self-knowledge is not within the reach of the senses. It arises when the senses and the mind, which is the sixth sense, cease. O Rama, live in this world firmly established in self-knowledge, even as King Janaka lives having known what there is to be known. In his case, the truth is realized all the time, whether he is active or not, whether he is awake or not. Lord Vishnu incarnates in this world and takes on embodiment fully established in this self-knowledge. Even so, Lord Shiva remains established in self-knowledge, and Lord Brahma too is established in self-knowledge. Be established in self-knowledge, O Rama, as they are. Rama asked.
Wait.
Pray tell me, what is the nature of self-knowledge?
Prasanji, we'll finish this first part. So, in the first part, again, Vasistha's reiterating that I am repeating all this again and again. And why is repetition important? What did he say?
We are so used to our senses and all these incarnations that we have not realized self-knowledge. So, to get out of all the factors of being in Maya, you need to keep.
So basically, this is the last chapter. This is on liberation. So he's going to keep repeating a lot of things again and again. Yes, and he's going to stress totally on liberation now, on how to attain moksha. So first of all, bondage is because of an impression. Yes. Again, a second impression, a third impression. So an impression, an impression, an impression, an impression. Incarnation after incarnation, my impressions have become so big. Yeah. Now, to erase this impression, just once if somebody tells me about self-knowledge, yeah, and one little, is that sufficient? It's not gone. Again another session of Bhagavad Gita, another session of Yoga Vasistha. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm still indulging in all those things in the world. So I keep doing this, and I keep doing this. And then again I keep doing this, and I keep doing this. Are you seeing this? So really, I never land up erasing that impression completely. Yeah, by a few sessions here and there. So how is it going to happen? He's saying it will not happen by just listening to a few experiences by another person or reading the scripture by, which talks about somebody else's journey. Yeah, good. You start there, but finally it has to come from within also. Yeah, the journey from within has to begin. And how will that journey begin? Only after this really fades away. And I realized that the indulgence in the five senses creates this. I understand the drama that I have been engaged in. Yes? Then I stop creating these impressions. They start fading away really naturally. Yeah? Not just by knowledge read by the by somebody else, given to me by Gurudev or by Ekta or by some other teacher or by some other book. But from within I have started realizing, oh, I keep doing this. I keep creating these impressions. this has to stop. Step number 1, here this continuous going back and creating the same impressions needs to at least start reducing if it cannot stop immediately. Yeah? Why it cannot stop immediately? Your car is in full speed. Can you suddenly apply a brake? Is it going to stop? It's still going to move a little bit before it stops, right? That little bit is what this will be. It won't fade away immediately. It will take some time. Yes. Why? Because I cannot completely get out of my habits of sight, sound, taste, touch and smell. Slowly, 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 these impressions will fade. But to attain such a state where it becomes swabhava in me and not prabhava, what is required? Continuous emphasis on this is important, this is important is required. Right? If you didn't have me sitting on your head with a danda week after week, week after week, would you be in this Yoga Vasistha session? Would you have read this book till 2:31? Are you getting this? Huh? So this danda that is there, that is the repetition, nothing else. I am teaching you the same thing in Bhagavad Gita, same thing in Upanishad, same thing in Ashtavakra, same thing in Patanjali. I am just giving you different names. New feel, new session, new knowledge, nothing new. Yeah? Just fooling your mind. That somewhere from here it understands, from here it understands, from here it gets, somewhere at least it just goes in and click. I'm waiting for that click to happen. Yeah? And that click will happen after a few repetitions from all sides. Yes? That's exactly what Vasistha is saying here. Several repetitions are required for us to realize, oh, this is what I am doing. Yeah? When that several repetitions happen, in one moment, the mind, in that moment of peace or in that moment of sattva, some moment, you recognize, oh, what am I doing? Yeah? And then these small things start dropping away. You don't have to suppress yourself. Yeah? You cannot put limitations on yourself. Okay, I'm not going to watch TV, or I'm not going to indulge in this, or I'm not going to indulge in food. Yeah? If you suppress yourself, what happens? You build a dam. Have you noticed? Water will clog, and one day it will overflow. That dam will burst open one day. It's no use. Yeah? So the real way to attain it is through self-realization, through maturity that comes out of continuous repetition of this knowledge. Got it? This impression was created by continuous repetition of that same anger, continuous repetition of that same eating habit, same whatever, jealousy, greed, whatever habit it was. Yeah? I became an expert in it because I kept getting angry for the same thing again and again and again and again. I practiced really hard. Yeah? Now I have to undo this. To undo that, repetition of knowledge is required. Okay? So those who are getting bored again with Vasistha, oh, he's saying the same thing, here's your answer. Yeah? Again and again, I repeat all this, O Rama, for the sake of your spiritual awakening. The realization of the self does not happen without such repetition or spiritual practice. So he equates repetition to spiritual practice. And you understood why, no? Yeah. Just like I've created the impressions of the five senses, I create impressions of this knowledge, this understanding. It starts sinking in deeper and deeper and deeper. This ignorance, known as avidya or ajnana, has become dense by having been expressed and experienced by the senses in thousands of incarnations, within and outside this body. What is the meaning of within and outside? Yeah? You've not created these impressions. You've not created these impressions just in the body. Even when you are in between lifetimes, without a body, carrying the same impressions in your mind and craving to be in a body to fulfill a particular raga or to fulfill a particular dvesha, you are still multiplying your impressions. Yes? That is the meaning of within and outside this body. But self-knowledge is not within the reach of the senses. It arises when the senses and the mind, which is the sixth sense, sees. Yeah? That is why we meditate before knowledge, so that somewhere the mind calms down. Yeah? In one moment of silence, something might just trickle down. Yes? That is the reason. Why? Because senses cannot perceive the highest wisdom. It is beyond touch, taste, smell, sound and sight. O Rama, live in this world firmly established in self-knowledge, even as King Janaka lives, having known what there is to be known. Yeah, he's talking again about Janaka's story. You know Janaka is a Jivan Mukta. Yeah, so he was enlightened while still in the body, and how he lived? With 100% awareness, moment to moment to moment. Complete Sakshi Bhav. Yeah? In his case, the truth is realized all the time, whether he is active or not, whether he is awake or not. Yeah? So you say, no, oh, I have to be completely in the zone to remember the knowledge. Otherwise I'm all in anger or in frustration or doing my job and then I lose it. I'm not in the present moment. Yeah? That's not the case with Janaka. Moment to moment to moment to moment to moment, he is aware. He is in Sakshi Bhav. Similarly, he gives the example of Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva, that they always remain in self-knowledge, and Lord Brahma too. Yeah, he's established in self-knowledge. And he's telling Rama, you also be established like them. Clear? Let's go on ahead.
Rama asked, Lord, pray tell me, what is the nature of the self-knowledge in which all these great ones are established? Vasistha replied, Rama, you know this already, yet in order to make it abundantly clear, you are asking about it again. Whatever there is and whatever appears to be the world jugglery is but the pure Brahman or the absolute consciousness and not else. Consciousness is Brahman, the world is Brahman, all the elements are Brahman. I am Brahman, my enemy is Brahman, my friends and relatives are Brahman. Brahman is the three periods of time, for all these are rooted in Brahman. Even as the oceans appear to be expanded on account of the waves, Brahman seems to be expanded on account of the infinite variety of substances. Brahman apprehends Brahman. Brahman experiences or enjoys Brahman. Brahman is made manifest in Brahman by the power of Brahman himself. Brahman is the form of my enemy. This pleases me, who am Brahman. When such is the case, who does what to another? The modes of the mind, like attraction and repulsion, and likes and dislikes, have been conjured up in imagination. They have been destroyed by the absence of thoughts. How then can they be magnified? When Brahman alone moves in all which is Brahman, and Brahman alone unfolds as Brahman in all, what is joy and what is sorrow? Brahman is satisfied with Brahman. Brahman is established in Brahman. There is neither I nor another. So many Brahmans.
So he's saying that there is nothing but an ocean of Brahman, an ocean of prana. That is all there is really. Everything is a manifestation of that same ocean. It is born in the same ocean. It plays for a while in that ocean. Whether it is angry with the ocean of prana or it is in love with the ocean of prana, doesn't matter. All the gimmicks, all dramas, all chaos happens in this ocean and it dissolves back into the ocean. There is no outside of this ocean of Brahman. We are all born in that one energy. So, whatever there is and whatever appears to be the world jugglery is but the pure Brahman or the absolute consciousness and not else. Consciousness is Brahman, world is Brahman, elements are Brahman, as in earth, water, fire, ether, air, elements. I am Brahman and my enemy is Brahman. My friends, relatives are Brahman. Understand this? Every person, whether you love or hate the person, that is Brahman. Which means, yes, that terrorist is also a Brahman. A rapist, a pedophile, a murderer, a dacoit, a thief, all of them are Brahman. You cannot think, oh, only the good people are Brahman. All the bad is also Brahman. Everything is inside that ocean of prana. Yes, you cannot bring up an idea in your head that there is something which is against God. Many mythological stories are like that there is a God and there is a Satan or the devil. And the Satan is always against God and attacking God. There is nothing like that. It's nice in a mythological story. You can say they are angels and demons, but both are inside God. Both are inside that ocean of prana or ocean of Brahman. There is nothing outside. Understand this. The West has a difficulty in accepting that God can have the negative side also. But the Eastern philosophy says God is both good and bad. Male and female. Only the Eastern philosophy has Ardhanarishwar. You've heard about that? One side of God is male and one side of God is female. You must have seen those beautiful dances also of Shiva. So one side is Shiva and one side is Parvati. So there is male and female, both are God. Like that only the creator is also God and destroyer is also God. Both is God. Eastern philosophy is really revolutionizing. The Western side of the world has separated it. But we have to understand you cannot separate. Where will the Satan live? There is no outside. There is no outside of this Brahman. So where will he live? So get this very clear in the head. That there is nothing outside this Brahman. Everything is inside that Brahman. I, you, he, she, it, everything. Whether good or bad. All. Brahman is the three periods of time, which is past, present and future. For all these are rooted in Brahman. Brahman, even as the ocean appears to be expanded on account of the waves, Brahman seems to be expanded on account of the infinite variety of substances. Yeah, because there are people and creatures and animals and birds and trees and mountains and planets and multiverses out there. We feel that, oh, there is something outside. There is no outside. Because of this diverse variety, Brahman seems to be expanded. It also happens in your dream. You are actually just sleeping on the bed. But you are dreaming of so many different things. You are on another planet only in your dream. Doing all kinds of weird stuff. But actually, you are just there on that bed. But in your dream, all kinds of things are there. There are even people with large bunny rabbit ears and large wings flying around. All kinds of nonsense which is not even there in reality, you see. Yes? But at that moment, all that is so true, to you. That 100% faith in your dream is there. This is true. And if that person with the bunny rabbit ears comes to attack you, you actually feel the fear and the pain. Yes? Your dream is so real. This world is actually a dream, and we are all in each other's dreams. And I am explaining to you, in your dream, you are dreaming. Wake up. That's exactly what is happening. Everything is inside Brahman. All of us. And everything. And each of our dreams and each of our complicated lives is all inside Brahman. It's a dream within a dream, within a dream, within a dream. Multiple levels of dreams where we are lost. Everything is the play of Brahman. Just waking up is required to come out of avidya or agyan. Avidya or agyan is equal to dreaming. The waking up is equal to wisdom or jnana. Brahman is made manifest in Brahman by the power of Brahman himself. So how is this dream within a dream within a dream even happening? Because of the power of the Brahman. Very small example I'll give you. You think about picking up the marker. First there is a thought in the subtle body. Then the hand moves towards the marker and picks it up. Action happens at the physical level. Thought happened at the pranic body level or the subtle body level. There has to be a connection between the body of prana or subtle body and the physical body. There has to be a substratum on which this information was passed. That substratum is Brahman. Are you getting it? That unity in this different layers. I have an intuitive body, a subtle or pranic body, and I have a physical body. So there are different layers of bodies that I have. Now that which connects these and makes it all come at one level. There is pure communication happening only at that substratum. And that substratum is the Brahman consciousness. Now I give you a very simple example of our body. Just like that, it is there in nature. Everything is programmed in nature. At a particular time, sun rises. For some time there is the day. Then the sun sets. Then the moon comes up. Then there is the night. And they follow that particular program. Obediently. Loyally. And it goes on and on. There has to be a substratum which connects these two. and tells the sun this is the time and tells the moon this is the time. That substratum which is programming all this to happen, that is the Brahman consciousness. Yeah? In IT language, it would probably be your basic code on which the program runs. Yeah? At the interface, one application is talking to the next application. What is making this happen? That underlying code is the Brahman. That code is everywhere. I just gave you examples of day and night and this body. Apply it to everything. Everything is a program. And that basic coding is the Brahman. Yes? How can this basic coding just be in God and not be in the devil? Not possible, no? It is a code which is there in everything that exists, period. Isn't it? That's why Brahman is even in your enemy. Yeah? That is why they see God in your enemy. And you wonder, what is he talking about? What philosophy? Yeah? This is the proper understanding. Yeah? Brahman is the form of my enemy who displeases me. Who am Brahman? As in, I am Brahman, and that enemy who displeases this Brahman is also Brahman. Brahman displeasing Brahman. When such is the case, who does what to another? Yeah? How can you displease yourself? This is so funny. Yeah, have you gone to an exhibition or, I don't know, those places where they have those mirrors, tall mirrors, convex mirrors, concave mirrors? You go and stand there and you look, and there's one ekta is divided into like whatever 100 ektas you see around. Yeah? You make a face at your own self, you're screaming at your own self, you're shouting at your own self. Everybody is nothing but a reflection of my past impression. That other person might not look like ekta, but is coming my way. Yeah, with a particular message. That message might be of love or hatred or jealousy or anger. All that depends on my past impressions. The more I have collected, the more they come my way. Yeah. But it is all Brahman. So who is really displeasing who? Drop this aversion to your enemy or the person you dislike. Recognize it is me only. And the more I hate this person, the more he is going to come back into my life, or she is going to come back into my life. Again and again and again. Do you want that? No, no? Yeah. Homework number 1. Start working on that bitterness that you are harboring towards your enemy. Now, enemy, Vasistha has used a very, loud word. It's even somebody who takes my smile away. I see him and say, oh, who did I see today? Yeah? Anybody who takes my smile away, I have to start working on that. Homework number 1. Let me drop this bitterness with this new understanding today that he is also Brahman, I am also Brahman. How can Brahman displease Brahman, or how can Brahman be upset at Brahman? It doesn't make sense. How immature am I? The modes of the mind, like attraction and repulsion and likes and dislikes, have been conjured up in imagination. They have been destroyed by the absence of thoughts. How then can they be magnified? When Brahman alone moves in all which is Brahman, and Brahman alone unfolds as Brahman in all, what is joy? What is sorrow? Brahman is satisfied with Brahman. Brahman is established in Brahman. There is neither I nor another. Yeah? So this is all created by my own mind. Yeah? All those concave and convex mirrors that are there in front of me, they are all a reflection of me. The more I harbor this bitterness, this dvesha, this raga towards this person, the more this person is going to come my way. Yeah? He or she is also Brahman, I am also Brahman. How foolish is this? Yeah? Drop this. There is no other really. I am doing it to myself. Yeah? When you wake up to this, that I am just playing a drama with my own self, I am fooling my own self by doing all this game of raga and dvesha, then you see everything drops. Life becomes very simple, I tell you. Yeah? Then really there is not much drama in life. And it is really boring. Yeah? Because it's too peaceful. Yeah? But then that's what you've been craving for, haven't you? Yeah? And however boring it gets, you never want to give it up for a little raga or dvesha. Yeah? That temptation is also not there. Just like the temptation to pick up that doll and play with that doll is not there today. Yeah? Just like that. Yeah? It's too boring and peaceful, but hey, I'm mature. Yeah? And maturity is plain boring, really. Yeah? So come on, start getting boring now. Enough of interesting people. Yeah? Get tired of this. Enough of tamasha we've done, no? It's really tamasha. Yeah? It's really drama. Yeah? Nice page, no? Sure. Who'll read page 232 now?
All the objects in the world are Brahman. I am Brahman. Such being case, both passion and dispassion, craving and aversion are but notions. Body is Brahman, death is Brahman too. When they come together as the real rope and the unreal imaginary snake come together, where is the cause for sorrow? Similarly, body is Brahman and pleasure is Brahman. Where is the cause of rejoicing? And the body experiences pleasure. When, on the surface of the calm ocean, waves appear to be agitated, waves do not cease to be water. Even when Brahman appears to be agitated in the world appearance, its essence is unchanged, and there is neither I-ness nor you-ness. When the whirlpool dies in the water, nothing is dead. When the death Brahman overtakes the body Brahman, nothing is lost. Water is capable of being calm and being agitated. Even so, Brahman can be quiescent and restless. Such is nature. It is ignorance or delusion that divides the one into this is sentient jiva and this is insentient jiva, this insentient matter. The wise one do not hold such erroneous views. Hence, to the ignorant, the world is full of sorrow. To the wise one, the same world is full of bliss. Even as to blind man the world is dark, and one who has good eyesight, the world is full of light. When the one Brahman alone pervades all, there is neither death nor there is a living person. The ripples play on the surface of ocean. They are neither born nor they die. Even so, the element in the creation, this is and this is not. Such deluded notions arise in the self. These notions are not really caused, nor do they have a motivation. Even as the crystal reflects different colored objects without a motivation,
They've called Death Brahman and Body Brahman. And this is so beautiful. At the time of death, what happens? When you will drop this body for a moment, because of your preconceived ideas or notions, you will feel, oh I'm dying, or there is fear, especially for people who are not on the spiritual path. Those who are on the spiritual path really don't go through this fear. Yeah, but normally people go through that fear, oh I'm dying, there is pain, and then they leave the body also and they still are, oh I'm dying. You know, it's like when you go to the doctor and the doctor is giving you injection, and you close your eyes, oh injection. The doctor has already given you the prick and you don't even realize it, and the doctor says, it's done. And you open your eyes and you think, yeah, really? Death is exactly like that. It's less painful than a prick. Yeah? It's the mind that conjures up all this imagination. I don't know from where you watch a lot of films or you see other people talking about it, or wherever we conjure up all these ideas that death is painful. Yeah? It's just going to be as painful as you imagine it to be. It's exactly like going to the doctor and getting a prick. The fear of getting that injection is bigger than really the pain that comes from that injection. Yes? So realize this thing, that it is only an illusion in my head that death is painful. And why is that? Because I have identified with this body. I feel I am this body. And then I'm going to leave this body, and how can I leave this body and go out? So it's going to be painful. I imagine things like that. Yeah. It is not like that. You're not going to be torn apart from something that you are a part of. You are not the body only. Yeah. Many times in meditation you sit down and you can actually experience the body somewhere and you're somewhere. Haven't you had at least one out-of-body experience? Yeah. In that calmest moment where you realize, oh, I am somewhere way behind and the body is sitting here. Yes. That is the real experience at death, where you actually see that, oh, the body is there and I'm here. That's it. There is no major drama and no major pain going to happen to you. You cannot experience death. It's not possible. Like you never experienced your birth. Do you remember being born? But you know you were born, right? Are you sure you're alive? Then how did you not experience something but you're still born? How is it possible? Possible, no? You know for sure you did not experience birth. Exactly the same thing happens at death. You go into a deep sleep state first and then death happens. Yeah? That is why you do not experience death. And it's just like that little prick, that little injection that you get at the doctor's. You do not experience death. Immediately you are out. Yeah? And there is really no in and out. So this whole drama that I have created in my mind of the pain at the time of death is nothing but a rope lying there and me thinking it is a snake. Yeah? It's really just that. Yeah? To recognize this, that everything is Brahman. It is that ocean of consciousness only which has created all this drama. Yeah? Out of its own Maya. It has that power to do it. Yes? You cannot say that Maya is outside of Brahman. You've seen a pendulum clock, it goes right to left, right to left, right to left. Your mind is also like that. Yeah? You're happy, then your next moment you're sad. Again you're happy, next moment you're sad. Have you noticed you sometimes are very angry with somebody? Yeah? You get angry, yeah, you scream, shout, shout. After some time what happens? The pendulum swings to the other side and you start regretting. Oh, I shouldn't have got angry. Oh, I'm so bad. Yeah? So, immediately from anger I went to regret. After some time, the ego comes up after 2 minutes of regretting, not longer. Yeah, it comes up and it says, no, I'm telling you, he is like this only. He deserves me to get angry. Finish. My pendulum has gone to the other side. Right? The pendulum exists in you only. Anger also exists in you. Regret also exists in you. Two opposite sides of the same coin. Right? Yeah. Your only mind, your only emotions, opposite sides. Like that only Maya, which is ignorance or ajnana, and wisdom or self-knowledge or jnana exist together in Brahman. Maya is not the attacker on Brahman, or I don't know what people think. It is one side of that pendulum. It's as simple as that. Yeah? So, me thinking, oh, this is happening to me, this is bad, that is bad, all this drama that I have created, I have moved towards the Maya side of the pendulum. Then I come to a Yoga Vasistha session and everything becomes alright for 1.5 hours, 2 hours. I have come towards the Jnana side of the pendulum. Yeah. The moment Yoga Vasistha is over and you go back to the dinner table and everything comes back. All emotional drama and anger and you start shouting and you're this side of the pendulum. Notice it's happening to you? Yeah. So recognize this Maya is the innate power of Brahman only. Okay? So, all the objects in this world are Brahman. I am Brahman. Such being the case, both passion and dispassion, opposite sides of the same pendulum, clear? Craving and aversion are but notions. Body is Brahman. Death is Brahman too. When they come together as the real rope and the unreal imaginary snake come together, where is the cause for sorrow? The day you wake up, what he's saying here is, the day you wake up and see, oh, this is happening all inside Brahman. This is also Brahman, that side of the pendulum is also Brahman. What nonsense, what am I doing? I'm running after money. I am also Brahman. That money is also Brahman. And the house that I want to make with that money is also Brahman. Brahman is running after Brahman. How foolish. How immature. This maturity, when it dawns in you naturally, everything drops. The feverishness for money, the feverishness for this relationship, feverishness for that, feverishness for knowledge, feverishness for the guru, all feverishnesses that can come up, all start dropping away naturally. Yeah? You recognize they are just the two sides of that same pendulum. Yeah? So it does not make sense. Yeah? Similarly, body is Brahman and pleasure is Brahman. Where is the cause of rejoicing when body experiences pleasure? Yeah, I'm eating ice cream. That ice cream is also Brahman. I am also Brahman and I feel, oh, I get some joy from eating that ice cream. And I crave more and more and more. Yeah, not one ice cream, not 2, 10 I want, 20 I want, every day, every night I want ice cream. I've gotten into the feverishness, not realizing this is also Brahman and that ice cream is also Brahman. What is there? What pleasure can you experience? Yeah? It is all Maya. My pendulum has swung to that side and stuck in Maya. Yeah? I have to just come back to this side. then you realize you come to that maturity. Actually, when you come to the maturity, there is no more swinging to the sides only. There is one center where you get established. But that center happens slowly, slowly. When you realize that it is immature to run behind this, behind that, behind that, behind that desire. So homework number 2. What are you still running behind? What are your two sides of the pendulum? When on the surface of the calm ocean, waves appear to be agitated, the waves do not cease to be water. Even when Brahman appears to be agitated in the world appearance, its essence is unchanged and there is neither I-ness nor you-ness. What he is saying here is the waves may appear to be agitated. They are not as calm as the deep ocean down there. But finally, they are nothing but the water. When the wave goes back into the water, it retains its original quality. Only when the wave comes up, for that one moment it thinks, I am the wave. The moment there is I am the wave, then you are the wave or you are the ocean. I am separate from you happens. Last moment, that moment of Maya passes away, the wave unites back with the ocean. There is no I-ness, no you-ness. This I and you is just a creation of that Maya. That same Maya is me only because I am Brahman. One side of my pendulum is Maya. I have to recognize this again and again to not be stuck on that one side. That has become my problem. The wave does come back and unite with the ocean, no? I don't want to come back and unite with the ocean. I am stuck on the other side of Maya. You've seen some grandfather clocks, their pendulum gets spoiled. Your pendulum has got spoiled on one side. And is just not ready to move. Coming back to the center and getting established there is required. That is where the I and you drops. Till the time there is I and you, there will not be peace for you. What is I and you? I am good, I am like this, I think like this, you are like that. This constant struggle in the mind. Even if you are a quiet person, you might not say it through your lips. But if it is in the mind, it is your problem. I and you. It's not just in that feeling or fighting or the other things in life, but there is this innate sense of I am separate from the Brahman consciousness which happened at the beginning of creation. The moment I separated from that pool of consciousness, I said I. The moment there is an I, you is implied, even if it is not said. There cannot be an I without a you, there cannot be a you without an I. This creates Dvaitam. This Dvaitam begins with the creation and it continues throughout. Till the day you recognize your folly about I and you. And the day it drops, both drop together. One cannot drop. The moment I drops, you will also drop automatically. That is why start there. Recognize everything is Brahman. When you are Brahman and I am Brahman, Brahman and Brahman and Brahman and Brahman, so there is nothing else. There is no I, there is no you. There is just Brahman. wake up to this. When the whirlpool dies in the water, nothing is dead. When the death Brahman overtakes the body Brahman, nothing is lost. Yeah? Because it is all just Brahman anyways. Yeah? So when that whirlpool or that big wave which was saying I, when it unites with the ocean, really nothing is dead. Nothing dies. Yeah? Like that only, your so-called death of the body which you think you are going to die, nothing will die. Yeah? There is no death really. It does not exist. Just like all this is a dream, that concept of I am going to die is also just a concept, is also a dream. It's not true. Water is capable of being calm and of being agitated. Just like that, Brahman can be questioned and restless. Such is its nature. It is ignorance or delusion that divides the one into this is sentient jiva and this is insentient matter. The wise ones do not hold such erroneous views. Hence, to the ignorant, the world is full of sorrow. To the wise, the same world is full of bliss. Just like to a blind man, everything is dark, and to somebody who can see, everything is full of light. You can see this graph. We moved in our process of evolution, we move from being insentient matter to being a sentient jiva. Yeah? We move this way. Yes? We are matter because of our ignorance. We start at the pool of consciousness and we come out because of I. That I itself is ignorance or vidya. Avidya. Yeah? This avidya can be removed by moving up in awareness. Yeah? When you come higher and higher in wisdom. You could still be in a human body, but could be so lost in matter and this material world. Yeah, you could still be lost somewhere here, very low on awareness. Yeah, being in a human body, but being very close to matter, because material life and materiality is more attractive than the knowledge of the self. So here everything is I and you for me. Yeah? This is a very selfish way of living. I did not put this right here because you have life, you are not just matter. Yeah? So you have some life in you. That is why I put the dot here. And little bit of awareness is there because of the basic quality of a living being. We have the potentiality of moving from here all the way up here. Yeah? Just by increasing our awareness. It's that simple. Just by increasing my awareness, by learning to live in the present moment again and again and again, and maturing from matter, yeah, towards the higher consciousness or Brahman, I can reach a state where I can see everything is Brahman. Yeah? So what does this mean? What is this state where I can see everything is Brahman? Means I can come to a state where in my deepest meditation I am completely in that silence of the self, and in my deepest meditation I just experience that I am nothing but vibration. I experience complete bodilessness. And then you realize, oh, I am nothing but that prana that is vibrating like a wave. And not just me, everything is prana. The couch is also prana, the table, the computer, everything, the walls. You can experience that. And that experiencing is the highest kind of realization of everything is Brahman. If you experience that once, this is no more theory for you. This is the only truth. Yes? Then you have seen the light. He explains that, no, for a blind man everything is dark. Yeah? But somebody who has an eyesight, for him it is only light then. That is exactly what he's talking about. Yeah? So strive to get there. Really, if you are a big striver for money, for relationships, for whatever name, fame, I tell you that is not worth it. If you want to strive, this is something you strive to really achieve, attain. To experience that nothingness, that silence that I am. Yeah? All our meditations, kriya, are designed so that you reach that state of silence. We start with guided meditation because the mind is constantly lost in sound. So to divert it from the sound of she did this to me and he did this to me, we start Guruji's meditation or something where I substitute my nonsense sound with at least good sound. After that, I have to move into silence. So don't get stuck onto that sound. That sound is just like a bridge for you to move into silence. Yeah? So see that you meditate even after your, the guided meditation or the sound is over. That's very important. Silent meditation will take you to that experience that I just described of everything is just vibration. You experience that bodilessness then. And very easily you can attain that siddhi of levitating and all that you've heard, and you feel, oh, it's a big miracle. It's not. It's nothing great, because in that deepest meditation, when you are one with that experience of vibration, of everything is just a vibrating prana, you experience you are not the body. You experience total weightlessness. And then, of course, in that awesome state, you can, lift your body above the ground very easily. Yeah? So, do not do it for attaining that kind of a miraculous siddhi. Yeah? Again, you will go down, because you can go up to wisdom and again start falling down. Yeah? So, don't do it for that. But realize it that is the deepest kind of meditation, the highest kind of meditation, where you experience that vibration, that vibrating prana. And that vibration that I'm talking about has the same resonance as the sound Om. You don't hear Om. It's that vibrating prana. Your whole body is just that vibration. This happens only in silence. It cannot happen with sound. Yes? So homework number 3. Start meditating. Start doing more silent meditations. Yes, I understand if you've had a busy day and the mind is going on, yap. Start Gurudev's meditation. But from that, move on and continue even after that is done. So that you get an experience of going deeper into silence and just being there. Yeah? When the one Brahman alone pervades all, there is neither death nor is there a living person. The ripples play on the surface of the ocean. They are neither born nor do they die. Even so do the elements in this creation. This is and this is not. Such deluded notions arise in the self. These notions are not really caused, nor do they have a motivation. even as a crystal reflects different colored objects without a motivation. Maya is just the nature. It's a quality of the Brahman. And in that Maya, you will see all these different reflections. Once you reach a depth and understanding of everything is Brahman, so even these different colors reflecting around do not affect you. Yeah? These ripples rising and falling and rising and falling do not affect you. It's all a play, it's all a game. Yeah, if you play with your little kid, do you play to win? Do you have competition? No, no. It's all just fun. You don't want to win against that kid. You don't want to compete. There is no jealousy. Yeah? There is no negativity. Have you just observed the joy? Yeah? Sometimes you intentionally lose so that you see that little kid smiling. Yeah? And he feels so happy, and that itself gives you joy. Yeah? That's the way you live your life after you reach this state that I'm talking about. So all a play. You want to play? Play. Enjoy. And be happy. Everything is a game after that. Yeah? So the ripples and the lights and everything do not create raga, dvesha impressions anymore. You come to a state where all this starts getting wiped off and wiped off and wiped off. And the more silent meditation, the cleaner you become. Yeah? All this will dissolve. And you'll come to that firm understanding that whatever is pervading around here is all Brahman. The self remains itself even when the energies of the world threw up endless diversities on the surface of the ocean of consciousness. Yeah? Many diversities come up on this ocean. Yeah? Good people, bad people, happy situation, bad situation, good thing, bad thing. Yeah? Nothing of this disturbs. Self remains the self. There are no independent entities in this world known as body, etc. What is seen as the body and what are seen as notions, the objects of perception, the perishable and the imperishable, the thoughts and feelings and their meaning, all these are Brahman in the Brahman. Yes. Everything is just vibrating prana, vibrating prana. This is an experience in deep meditation. This is not an imagination. What is described here, the sage has made his best effort to explain it. It cannot be explained beyond the point. It must be experienced. Yeah? And a yogi who has been on this path for such a long time easily learns to go into the silent meditation. And when you go into that silent, absolutely still meditation, where there is no movement of body and no movement of thought, then you can experience the vibration of the prana. If I am scratching my nose, pulling my ear, pushing my hair over my ear, am I going to experience any vibration? No, my mind is lost in that scratching, that pulling, that hair. Yeah, my body is lost in that movement. How can I experience any vibration? Are you seeing what I'm saying? To experience anything, you have to become still. All the other senses have to come to a cessation. Yeah? When you are completely still, yeah? In that complete silence, you can experience this vibrating prana. And that's what has been described here. what is seen as the body and what are seen as notions. Again, notions is ragas and dveshas that come up in my mind. The objects of perception, yeah, whatever I see, I smell, I taste, touch and hear. The perishable and the imperishable. Yeah. All that is Prakriti and all that is energy here. The thoughts and feelings and their meanings, everything that is in my mind, all is Brahman inside Brahman. This becomes an experience. You experience it, you realize it. There is duality only in the eyes of the deluded and ignorant. The mind, the intellect, ego sense, the cosmic root elements. Cosmic root elements are again earth, water, fire, ether, air. The senses and all such diverse phenomena are Brahman only. Pleasure and pain are illusions. They are words without substance. He is repeating the same thing. Even as a single sound produced amongst hills echoes and re-echoes into diversity, the one cosmic consciousness experiences multiplicity within itself with the notions, this is I and this is mine, etc. The one cosmic consciousness sees diversity within itself, even as a dreamer dreams of diverse objects within himself. Yeah? It's nothing but a dream. Everything. Yes? One of your biggest ragas from your previous lifetime was to be on the spiritual path. That is why you are here. That is why you have been spending so many hours every week in spiritual knowledge. Everything is conjured up by you. Even the fighting with your spouses, with your neighbors, with your friends, colleagues, all dreams, all created by this mind. Either there is a raga or a dvesha. All is one big drama. Just waking up is required, and it can purely happen in meditation if in nothing else. Even in your deepest meditation, you come to this realization, I am not this body. The moment you realize it, that's it. There is no going back to the drama after that. That is why I insist you must meditate every day. You're extremely busy, you have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, great. You need to meditate longer than the others. Yeah? See that you meditate. Come what may. Yeah? This should be your highest priority now. Have you reached there yet? Has this become your highest priority yet? Or no, still first family, first money, first this house, that job, then last somewhere comes spiritual progress. God is a thorough businessman. Nahi chalta hai. Yeah? He's not happy with pennies and quarters. No. He says, you give me number 1 position, then only will I give you an experience. It's as simple as that. Yeah? So last homework. What is the priority of your own spiritual progress? What priority have you given it? Number 2, number 3, number 5, 10, 20? Where is it? You recognize, huh? Okay. Any questions? No? All good?
This one today Lord Ashtavakra, right?
Yes. Lot of it is Ashtavakra. Yes. Start working. You have this knowledge for such a long time, really. It's not new. It's just like Vasistha said in the beginning. Constant hammering, again and again repetition. Repetition of the knowledge itself is a spiritual practice. Yeah? So we do it in English. In the ancient times, they repeated those sutras. Yeah? The Sanskrit shlokas. That's why you wonder, why do these priests keep repeating the shlokas? Yeah? They know it by heart. Yeah? What is the point of just repeating every day the same thing? This is the reason. Repetition constantly re-emphasizes the need, that this spiritual progress or this silence is more important than your material side. Wake up. It's like a constant wake-up call. Yeah? For the Karma Yogi, Seva is the constant wake-up call. Yeah? For the Jnana Yogi, this constant repetition of knowledge is like a wake-up call. Yeah? For the Bhakt, just praising the Lord or remembering the Lord again and again is that constant impression of silence, a wake-up call. Yeah? All three are moving from here to here. Yeah. You also start now. High time. Yes? By listening only it's not going to happen. I have to start implementing. I have to start meditating. I have to start reading this again and again. Yeah? You don't even do homework when I give you. At least read the same pages again. Yeah, it's very different in the session, but you go back and during the week read the same 2 pages again and see, can you understand this in your own language. The way you think is a different language from the language that Ekta speaks. Yeah? So you understand, can I really follow this? Yeah? That's very important. So do some manana, last homework. Okay? If you have no questions, I'll see you next week. Jai Gurudev.